There was something in me that was telling me what I was doing was wrong. So I always knew there was good in me, and I never actually. I still went and sold drugs. I still went and did that. I still went and messed that dude up. I knew it was wrong. But yeah, come on, man. Like you start 38.
Hey, man, listen.
Who you used to be?
We'll keep these people guessing. That's what we gotta do.
Little bits out.
And I would never do that. This keys is going in my boot somewhere. or usually I would lace them up right there and then, like everything, and you know what I'm saying to you.
But Band of Brothers is a male mentoring service, and basically we help men who look like they're they might be getting into the justice system, coming out, trying to turn their lives around. We're there to mentor men, because we believe in communities.
If a person's thinking to themselves though, oh, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm about to do something wrong, do you know what? If you're thinking that, at least in your head, you've got some sort of a compass in there that it's starting to move. Yes. If you weren't thinking about it at all, that's something more to worry about.
You was doing your thing, and when you start right now, fuck it, I'm on the run. You know, my man was living like Rambo. Yeah, you're like living like Rambo. Yeah, and you turn up to mine with all these cuts from the thorn bush.
And then I realised it's like I had a prison virus, and if you touch me, you're going to catch something. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. But I think if you come from certain backgrounds, that is how they think. You think
you're always welcome in Coventry, mate.
Ribcage Podcast. The Ribcage Podcast. You're now in tune to the Ribcage Podcast.
Okay, yeah, man, lads, welcome to the Ribcage. Beautiful. This is an amazing event that we're doing today. This is something of mine and ours, I guess. Stewie, I remember you.
Yeah.
George, I know you as well. It's something that we've always wanted to do and to speak about, and to have a space to speak about things that, you know, we know.
The truth,
excellent.
Yes.
What's going on in the community out there, you know, and we just want to give back. And I guess Ribcage is the name. You know,
get it off our chests, man. Put no padlock on our mouth.
Beautiful. Eve was made on the rib, and that's not being sexist. So this is inclusive to men and women. Advice to men and women. Ribcage, bare bones. You know, yes, absolutely. We are giving it all. We're giving you all. So yeah,
it contains our all. It contains our soul. It contains our goals.
Absolutely.
Our chi, our energy.
Amen. Amen to that. Amen. That's right. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, first of all, I want to come to you. Can you introduce yourself?
No, yes. Well, George. I'm going to be 40. Where do we go? So my introduction. So, born in Coventry. Yeah, been in Coventry most of my life. I've got out, travelled about a bit. My heritage is a little bit, you know, well, nicely mixed up, like, you know, it's a nice melting pot of heritages and ethnicities, Coventry. So my nanny Margaret, God bless her soul, my nanny Margaret. Margaret, big tune. So, yeah, my nanny Margaret, you know, she got a guy called Salim Ullah, that's my mum's dad. He was Bengali, and he was born before the partition.
So you got some black in you then?
Yeah, Bengali, yeah. So yes, but yeah, just well, Asia, yeah.
Indian,
well,
yeah.
India and Africa was once one anyway.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
It's and he was born before the partition. He died at 112 or 13 years old in Sylhet.
Wow.
I never met him, nor was my mum. But
that's your granddad.
That's my mum's real dad. Okay. But yeah, my real blood granddad. Yeah. So I'm quarter Bengali, quarter Irish, English, brought with a Jamaican granddad.
Oh, really?
So it's like a very, made me who I am, got me to do, you know, ADHD. It wasn't a thing when I was in school, so I was expelled from all my schools, suspended from reception. So every class I went through in every school, I got suspended or whatever, you know, which came with its own thing, you know. You know, them days, you know, my mum would never ever take no messing, so you know, like discipline, Bruce Lee with the level, you know what I mean? And like, but you know, it made me the man who I am. And finding out a little bit about the ADHD really helped me out. So it gave me understanding. And coming from that background, toured around the world with the specials around the UK, got a lot of friends and a lot of extended family at Jamaican. Best mate Benjamin's Nigerian, another best mate Adis Bosnian, and we was like a tripod when we grew up. We just, you know, we went everywhere together. We mixed up my cousins around Woodend, Manor Farm. Growing up, in Coventry, you know, it's like initiation Coventry is like jumping off the top board, or, you know, getting fish fingers around the back of the bike sheds.
You got about the Cobb swimming bass?
You Cobb swimming bass, yeah, man. Have you ever tried to jump off that top swim?
Hell no, sorry, God, no chance.
I went up there because Billy Big Bollocks. Yeah, I got up there, and I was it's getting cold on my legs, and I get up to the top, so I thought I can't go down. This little Indian girl's coming up there behind me. I'm like, and yo, do you know, I'm up there, I'm holding onto the pole, mate. I hold onto the pole, it's cold. I'm about 11, 12, thinking I'm bad, and it's like, hell. And this Asian girl, man, was just about my age. She jumped it, you know. Wow. She jumped it. Man, I went back down, mate. I went back down. Man, shit. Yeah. And that was like initiation in Coventry. And we'd go out downtown, and me and my mates, you know, we just like to go out and dance and pull pussy, really, you know, pull girls, you know. That would be the old way, I'd say, but, you know, as I'm trying to be a better man, we'd go out to pull girls. Do you know what I mean? I have a daughter. I wouldn't like to say that, so I apologise as well. Yeah, right. Yeah, because the man I want to be. But yeah, so our words are magic and all that lot. But yeah. That was what we'd go out and do, and, you know, along the way, sell a bit of weed, house parties, have a good time. I was always about having a good time. That's what I love to do, is have a good time and do a bit of work, have a lot of party, lot of party. And
so I'd say you're a play hard, have to work hard and play hard type of guy.
Yes, definitely.
Is that right thing?
Yeah, but I'm noticing now we've got down getting to 40 that, you know, I've had some good parties, man. And then I'm like, okay, now I need to build a few more foundations on different mountain peaks to get to my But yeah, man, that's you know, yeah. And what I do now, I had a call into doing a male mentoring.
Beautiful.
You know, about six and a half years ago, a friend of mine. Do you remember the Knife Angel? Which was going around.
Yes, correct,
well, yes. Alfie Bradley, his name is a sculptor now. His uncle, Neil Bradley, he was in a band of brothers, and he was a roadie for Duran Duran.
Well, tell them about Band of Brothers first, mate. They don't know what this Band of Brothers is.
Oh yeah, a Band of Brothers. Well, a Band of Brothers is so get that nice one, brother. A Band of Brothers.
I guess let's just say, if people are wondering where that voice has come from, we've got somebody in the back. You know what I mean?
The mysterious
man behind
the magic man.
So yeah, anyway, come on.
A Band of Brothers is a male mentoring service, and basically we help men look like they're they might be getting into the justice system, coming out, trying to turn their lives around. We're there to mentor men and show, because we believe in communities, and it's coming from ancient. This sort of teachings is coming from ancient civilizations and ancient cultures, philosophies, yeah. And we've sort of lost that in this culture, and there's reasons to that. But we know we could go into that for aid. But that's what a Band of Brothers is. It's a male mentoring service, and I sort of got involved in it about 6 years ago, and it changed my life. And I don't say that, you know, boy, massively. The way that I think, and I already like to think I was already a bit on the path. With having friends from different cultures, and my granddad is Jamaican, you know, but this really just foundated all of that, and all that invisible instinct stuff and philosophy and proverbs and stuff. It just sort of like foundated it to make me think, yeah, man, this is real. Yeah. You know,
what is real?
Energies, instinct, intuition.
What is that? What you was thinking of?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like I didn't have to question it. I've chosen my path. I know what path I'm on. Okay. You know, like sometimes
Band of Brothers.
Just sort of
solidified
faith in it.
Solidified, yeah. Okay. And I believe that this stuff, if it was taught in schools, and I believe, you know, we'd see a lot less violence. We'd see, you know, it's like 92% of men are in prison because of violence, and 89% because of relationship breakdowns. And that's a high percentage. It ain't getting any better. And this is helping people. It's helping me break down barriers, can look at man in the eye and not feel no way, and not feel like, oh, they want to fight me, or they want to fuck me, or they, you know, all these paranoid stuff that used to walk around with.
About women. No lightning talk, but you know.
But yeah, it just changed all of that and made me. I feel So happy
But
to
if
be
you're
my
gay, let's
authentic
just
self.
get it right. If you're gay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh
as well,
yeah,
though. So,
for real,
okay.
for real. No, yeah, but I've always been a homophobe because I've been a good-looking lad. George,
What's up?
George. I'm
What's
a good-look.
Yeah,
homophobic. I was homophobic growing up. I didn't think I was like, whoa, my name's George. You know, go out, fucking go out. It's like, whoa, shit, get the fuck away. You know, scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah, trying to.
Man trying to, you know, being a good-looking man.
okay.
Yeah, you scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, when I take the piss,
I get
boy
you now.
George Michael, get into fights. Just goes, But yeah, man, each to their own, man. Each to their own.
So basically, what you do now. So that's part of what you do now, then I guess, being with the Band of Brothers.
Yes, the Band of Brothers,
Yes.
man. Yes.
Trying to set energies. No. What? So trying to. It helps you to. Sounds like what I picked up from there. It helps you to solidify what you're thinking already.
Yes,
Okay.
who I am.
And what is it?
And what
is it?
who I am, what my perception is of other people and everything. Being in a group of men being authentic, you know, get to see other people as well and see them coming out as their authentic self.
Yeah.
And I
You
realised,
said something about mentoring.
it meant to,
You
I
said
was,
something about mentoring. You
mentoring.
said that they do something about mentoring.
Yes.
So that's what you like to do nowadays.
Mentoring, definitely.
I mean that leads on nicely to Stu.
Stu.
So you can
Nice
tell us
one.
a little bit, yeah, man. Thanks, George. Yeah,
Yeah, man. That's
So,
me.
call me Hawks.
Beautiful.
What can I say? Me. So what I'm all about, or this is what I'm all about now, which I haven't been in the past. I'm all about making people perceive who they want to be rather than who they believe they are. And we're not talking about young men. I'm talking about prison and all that sort of thing. A lot of people are in prison, and a lot of people on outside of the community aren't happy, is because they're so worried about how everybody else around them sees them. They're not really thinking about who they want to be. They're just moulding themselves to other people's ideas.
I like that, Stewie. I mean, Hawks. We're gonna call him Hawks. However, let's get you beautiful, because that's leading on to some of the things we're gonna talk about later on.
It is.
However, what you said to me there was you want to change the way people perceive how they want to
who they are. A lot of people
want to change how people perceive.
Want to help them.
You want to
help them see who they can be.
Help them find themselves.
So that's what you want to do now. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Who
now.
did you used to be then?
Who did I used to be? Country boy. Worked hard. Never been in trouble with the police up until I was 38.
Wow.
Normal life. Good life, to be fair.
38, late
38.
start.
Wow.
My G, come
So
on.
what nobody will know is
Come on.
me and Darren know each other from prison.
Come on.
We'll probably get to that at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
But my life was good. You know, working on estates, head gardener for wealthy people, whether they were lords and ladies.
I am going to, sorry to interrupt, but I am going to say this out. And he was I've got to say it.
No, don't. No, don't. You can't say it.
I'll leave it to you.
This is your thing.
Come on, man. Like, you late start, 38.
Hey, man, listen.
Who you used to be?
We'll keep these people guessing.
That's
That's what I got to do.
Little bits out. Little bits out.
All right, come on, then, carry on there.
So-
I'll let you carry on then.
Life was madly into dogs and hunting with dogs. I know a lot of people think that'd be a bad thing, but for me it was a spiritual thing. I wasn't aimlessly going out killing things. That was madness. But that's like my big thing, my passion.
The Asian thing you said, sorry.
It's like
it used to be an Asian thing, that is.
Yeah.
well, it is an ancient.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't quite catch it.
So
That's what I
hunting,
wanted
you
to
just
do.
hunt with a dog and a knife. As simple as that.
It's original hunt.
Back then?
I'm talking a little while ago. I don't want to say.
Jeez,
a little while
that's
ago.
what I used to do. Wait. And you said to me, less than 5 years ago, you used to go around hunting with a knife.
I was inside then, you know.
Okay,
a bit longer than that.
No, okay,
Let's say
10 years ago.
Let's say 10
1
years
second,
ago.
10 years ago, you telling me you was hunting. Just you one and a knife hunting.
And a dog.
And a dog.
Yeah.
Blood. Sorry. For real.
Yeah, for real.
In
yeah.
England.
Yeah,
You got away with that.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah.
You know,
It's like, this is a whole of the subject we can go into. We'll get into this.
Who you used to be. Who you used to be.
So I worked on big estates and farms and that sort of thing. So I kept dogs and good gardener. So that was my previous life.
Beautiful.
Where am I now? I'm here with these beautiful people, with like-minded people that are trying to get the truth out there and trying to make people understand what it is to grow. That's where I am now, and I'm sort of riding this wave, hoping it will take me into a career or meet more people that have the same energy and want to do something good with the world rather than bad.
Can we? Beautiful. I like that. I know you, Stuart Hawks. I'll get you to that. Don't worry, Hawks, because this is something. I like that you've got a name now, and it is a it's gonna get you getting used to, but it really does suit you.
Yeah.
So Hawks, we're beautiful. I know you, Hawks, yeah, and I know you from before, and it's a pleasure from the things that we've spoke about to where we are now. Seriously.
I agree with you. I find it crazy actually that me and you sat here now.
Yeah, beautiful.
Do you know what I'm coming? And I think
I love that.
The people watching or listening won't really know that this is three individual voices with something to say. But yeah, there's like so much more of a backstory between us all, and this is why we're here.
I don't believe in coincidences.
No.
What about yourself, Deo?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah,
you.
what about yourself, man?
Yeah, my name is Ami261AH. I've been to prison. I did a 1.5-year stint, then a 1-year stint, then a 5-year stint, and a 9-month stint. Who I used to be. I was a prolific hustler. Yes, I used to sell drugs. That's me. And I sold guns too. Fuck it. Sold guns as well. That's who I used to be. I was a naughty boy. Who I want to be is someone better than who I used to be. Definitely. I ain't about selling guns and selling drugs. I want to make money. Even money is not really vital to me now. It isn't. But that's my personal,
Journey.
thing. That's my personal journey. Lovely word, personal thing. It's growing. Love that word that you said, growing. It's my growth. I want to start doing things morally correct. That's what I'm about now.
Yes, Big G.
Morally correct.
And then following code.
What's that?
It's like a code that will never break. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like I'm similar to that. I know where you're coming from.
Okay, I like that because sometimes people say things completely different, but we're on the same. But it means the same thing.
I know.
Code, morals,
Filtering code,
ethics.
filtering code,
And
okay.
false. Yeah, it's like. Do you know what I mean? I won't stray from that path. Sort
Yeah,
of thing.
I'm on a moral journey, good moral journey now. And that's what I'm about. And I believe that some of the experience that I've had, I can really help some people in general, ex-offenders, people still offending, that you don't have to do that kind of thing no more, and how you are able to say no, and find self-worth, because it's mental health, I
Another
believe.
path.
Mental health. I'm really about the mental health. I want to sort of let people know that you're not alone in what you're thinking. Because 9 times out of 10, we were speaking earlier on, that, what was he saying? I think, or even just now, we're on the same journey type of thing, and I think we said some people ask things. We had a question earlier on. We said something about you said you didn't feel like you were part of
Earlier before, yeah.
And I
of
was
course,
saying to you that you'd be surprised how many people are thinking the same thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
And
Self-doubt.
asking,
Doubt,
well,
fear,
no, asking that
asking,
question.
asking.
You know what I mean? So you're not alone, because he will be. He's here to represent those people to say
Yeah.
that I have those questions as
represent
well.
myself and my life and my version of my events. And there's lots of people who will have a similar,
Yes.
who will not have a similar who can relate to
We'll
yourself.
be able to relate here exactly.
And as you were saying about mental health, there, you know, there's lots of different I like to call them human conditions. You know, just slight different chemical imbalances. You know, but it's just a human condition.
And I guess that's where I sort of want to sort of like let people know that you know, you're all right. What you're thinking is cool. What you want to do is also cool. And I'm hoping that what you are doing, if they are doing that, isn't cool. You know,
If
and
it's not cool, it's okay to say, look, that's not good. That's
But that's
cool.
where the moral.
You have to think.
But that's where the moral, for me anyway, moral.
Definitely.
That's where
Because
my moral background comes from.
What we're talking about,
Standing.
blessings to you. Let you carry on about your
that's
background.
right.
Morals are important, man.
If a person's thinking to themselves though, oh, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm about to do something wrong, do you know what? If you're thinking that, at least in your head, you've got
Little
some
compass.
sort of a compass in there that is it's starting to move.
Yes.
If you weren't thinking about it at all, that's something more to worry about.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna. You know, that's a great
Yes.
question for a different day. However, though, I like that, and that's why you're here, Stu, because that's beautiful. I mean, you just said something that they sort of got it, but I also believe that some of them then don't act on it, because even though you've got it, the next thing for you to do when you've got that, you've got to act on it.
But that journey that they're on, them thinking about it is the first part of that journey. It's the
definitely.
first step to get somewhere.
But then there's action.
But then there's action.
Yeah, because we
And
got
I'm
stuck
here
in
to
fear.
And I'm here to sort of say, to reiterate, to reaffirm that, I have also done that. There was something in me that was telling me what I was doing was wrong. So I always knew there was good in me. And I never I still went and sold drugs. I still went and did that. I still went and messed that dude up. And I knew it was wrong. But now I'm actioning it because, you know what? I'll tell you a quick story. I actually did a citizen arrest. Did you know that? I did a citizen arrest for the first time in my life.
They ain't going to commit a crime again.
To the poor kid, to the poor kid,
Call the police!
to the poor kid who are citizen arrest. But it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm allowed to because I'm not a baddie anymore. I'm not allowed to. I'm a 9 to 5. I'm a moral compass.
You can employ this man for £1,000 for an hour to do citizen arrest.
I said, did he not pay his TV license?
Nothing's doing that. So, and this is the thing. This kid, one night time, sleeping in the front room, and this kid, my wife comes down. There's a dude with an axe. He just hit our car. Boom. What? My son, there's a dude. Yeah, I just seen him, Dad. He's got an axe and he's banging. I think he just smashed our window. Something like that, he might have said. So I got up, okay, open the door, and I see this guy. It was. Should I say a madman?
Well, he wasn't sane. He wasn't sane.
So he's walking bare chested, and he gave me this look. So I've come out my house, and he walks past my car, and he gave me this look, and
What? He's hungry.
some chocolate, but look, he wasn't racist. I'm probably, you know what I mean, would have thumped him quicker. But anyway, the point of what I was getting at was
The Axeman.
I'm not even going to. I don't want to celebrate. I don't want to even.
No.
I don't even.
But you
want
did
to,
the citizen's arrest.
I didn't want to. Let me. I didn't even want to even. It's not about celebrating or even glorifying that. Yeah.
No, for real.
The point of what I'm getting at is I did a citizen arrest.
Exactly. For a good reason. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But usually, no. Even so, I called the feds. That's the even thing. I called the feds, and I would never do that. This geezer's going in my boot somewhere, or usually I'd have laced them up right there and then, everything, and you know what I'm saying to you. But like, so it was a experience that I have never felt before, and I think
empowered.
empower. I don't know if empower is the right word, but you know,
Enlightening.
Like a spiritual.
moral. He not only did our car, in front of God was watching. He missed our car, but he did about 12 other people's cars.
When my cousin Scott was it? Because he got in trouble for doing that.
You never know, because he got off of it. He didn't go to jail either, and I'm so glad.
Was he mixed race?
No.
Okay.
So the thing about it was he did 12 other people's cars as well. Now, I didn't even want to sort of call the feds. That's what I think the thing was. But like, I just thought to myself, like, what am I doing wrong here? You know what I mean? You know, what am I doing anything wrong by calling the feds? You know what I'm saying to you? You know, that's not even what I was thinking. You know what I mean? When I say moral, like, okay, then you're smashing people's car, you're mash up, you're gonna get murked. You're lucky that I've stopped you before somebody else probably would have done even something else here. So
Especially if he's got.
But the thing is,
and he had an axe. So he had an axe, and he had an axe. I don't know if he had an axe. You know what I'm saying to you, like, so.
yeah. But do you know? You said though. Oh, I felt like I was getting something from it. I don't. But like,
Getting? What do you mean getting?
You said like when you did it, you felt like you was getting
something good. You know, because that's where we come about this. You know, he's saying about.
I think maybe when we watch it, but I think I don't know if I said something good. I just felt.
But you feel in your soul.
Morally.
You feel in your soul.
I don't know.
What I mean?
I don't know what you're saying.
There was a shift. No, but there was a shift.
I feel it was morally. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm getting at. That I haven't done, because you know sometimes, you can't phone the feds. Who are you to, you know, what are you phoning the feds for?
Yeah, I felt that myself,
I didn't feel that at all. I didn't feel that. You know what I mean? I didn't feel that.
Yeah, but I think I think in the moment, you're always going to make the right decision for yourself or somebody around you.
Can I say something
for the right reason? Do you know what I mean?
I am not a guy that phones feds.
No. You did the best thing you could have at that moment that was right. That was
Yeah, can I say a poem quickly? Because I wanted to say it about 10 minutes ago. Yeah,
my point is this.
It's still on point.
For me,
it's still on
so
point.
we're talking about me here now.
It's still about morals.
I want to tell people morally that there was nothing wrong in front of. I usually would not have done that, but that day I have never phoned feds to come and arrest somebody when he's giving me the chance. Green light to mash him up. I don't need to phone feds, but for some reason I felt okay. I have never, even as I speak, I was like, wow, like I felt I didn't feel
an epiphany.
No epiphany. I didn't feel no shame, and that's what I mean. For people who I want to say morally, I done the right thing, because there's another topic there. Because people say, why did you phone feds? That's an idiot thing. No, but do you understand?
No, it comes down to the whole growth thing. Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to get on.
But let's not. That's
what I'm trying to get on. Because we're on morals and how you was at a certain place in your life now you made a change, and that's why you come into the citizen. I did a citizen. It's like I can't believe, and this is what I'm trying to come and bring it back down to. But you're not living, So it's about morals and the people that we've changed to be through experiences, to be the people we are right here, right now. And there's something, I've got it at the front of my bed. I've had it for ages. Bruce Lee quote from somebody else, and it is willing is not enough. We must do.
Thank you. And that's
knowing is not enough. We must apply.
Thank you. And let me get back to the point then.
Because
there was a comment you said earlier on, Horst, about I think you said something about people, at least they've thought it, you know what I mean? And which is a good start. That's a good start. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think where we sort of went off then was to say, you've got them to apply, which is coming to your Bruce Lee poem, you know what I mean? But you then got an action, and which is what I feel like I've got something to sort of show people and tell people that, you know, how to apply. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm coming from.
How you did it.
That's where I'm coming
from.
That's where I'm coming from.
Check in.
Yeah. All right, so I today would like to talk. I think, you know, collectively we've agreed that one of the things that we find irritating, we can't understand, is how do we find reintegrating into the community when you just come out of prison.
And this is quite relevant for me,
For both of
for
us.
both of us, because we both. I got
Both
out
of us.
7 weeks ago. You got out what?
About 5 months now.
5 months ago now.
And I've met up with you how many times when you've just come out of prison?
Yeah, George has been like the
recalled.
So,
backbone
Hawks,
for
I would
me.
like
on a-
you. I'd like you to. Sorry. So, what you say that you what?
Many times when he's just come out of prison, we've sort of met, and then he's been recalled, and he's been been recalled. So
I met him.
We've been through.
I met him on this on your last sentence, and that's how I met Hawks. And
Yeah, I did.
that's another story about how we met, and that's beautiful, you know. And I'm sure you'll be able to see some of his talents, which I saw in there. You know what I mean?
For real.
But Hawks, I'd like you to sort of maybe touch on this topic and tell us what do you think about reintegrating into the community when you just
The thing is, it's sort of I want to start stripping the layers back. Because we start, if it was an onion, we start with the top layer.
just make sure you get it right.
We'd be talking about how do you reintegrate into the community. But the reality is, if you're going to really tackle this problem, you've got to go right down to the core of the onion.
Speak for yourself, if you don't mind me saying.
Okay,
My onion,
I
yeah.
feel
Aye,
my
yes,
onion.
yes.
It's my
Own
onion.
it.
And I'd like to say
so
something, sorry
go
for
on.
interrupt. We are all, I'm going to give them the recognition as well, because they do deserve it. I am also a member of the ABOB community.
Me too.
And, they represent a good sounding, a good foundation. There's other things that you can use, but a good foundation in maybe recognizing
Men.
men on how to speak how to speak. And that's why I kind of like said, you speak on your behalf for yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I
Only
want to
for
give
ourselves.
ABOB recognition now, because they've helped me as well to sort of
Are you not we?
Big up, hey, Bob.
big up
Yeah,
ABOB
man.
for real. So yeah, please, carry on.
So where was I? Reintegrating. So going back to the whole onion scenario
for yourself.
for myself.
Yeah.
At the core of the problem is the whole criminal justice system is fragmented. So for me to get out of prison and say that I'm reintegrating well, it'd be a lie, because I haven't had any transition to the community.
Are you talking about this sentence?
I'm talking about every sentence, but it's I've done 7 years over the last 8, and I've been to 7 or 8 different prisons, and I've seen the worst and the best, and I've seen of not just prisons but of people as well. So I'm going off topic, but the reality of the situation is, who you perceive people to be in prison, who you perceive them to be, isn't really who they are. It's just a perception that's done by the media and certain newspapers and sort of broadcasting and media. There's some good people in prison, and you get out of prison and you've come from and it is a community, a dysfunctional one, but you've come from a place where you've got support, not necessarily maybe from the prison, but you have got it from the people around you, like Daya, for example, when I was inside, and then when you come out, and probation don't let you live near your family, they keep you away from your friends, they put you in a hostel 40 miles away from where you live. They put every obstacle in front of you. You can't see your kids because you've been to prison, although you've never done anything dangerous or violent to kids, or it's just madness. And then all of these obstacles come up, and you're almost thinking, well, I'm better off in prison because I don't have this stress. If I do my prison sentence, then I'll get out and I don't have any of these conditions.
Is that questions that you've been asking, or you've asked yourself?
I've asked myself and answered it, and I've heard a lot of people ask those questions out loud or speak about the same. I'll be better off doing my whole sentence in here rather than going to a bail hostel or going out to being homeless.
I'm gonna help you, if you don't mind me. Not help you. I want to talk about you, because I believe I've been with you in prison, and I think you talking about you will help. I believe help others or relate to you.
So this is what it's. So we've got to go into some background.
Come on then, let's do it.
We've got to do that. We've also got to understand who I was.
Do you
at
mind?
the time.
Do you mind
I think this.
talking about
I don't mind talking about it at all. I just want to make sure I get the right story out, so people can really grasp what the situation is. And if the magical maestro over there could pass you my vape pen because I think we need some
Ah,
atmosphere like I'm smoking a
Can
pipe.
I tell you something that just comes to my mind, and this is something I like to say, and I don't like to judge anyone, I don't like to look down on no one unless I'm helping them up, yeah? That's the what I like to say, I don't look down on no one unless I'm helping them up. I'm helping them up, that's why I'm looking down. But there's a saying, even Jesus went to prison.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Anybody can go. And I like how you're saying there is good people.
There's good
in prison.
people.
Some
There's
people
good
who shouldn't
people
be
in
There's
prison.
innocent people, there's people...
And I'm gonna
Yes.
and I'm gonna talk for a little while because I think the experience is a little bit crazy, but it is what it is. And you've got to understand, that we're talking 2016 now, and we're now in 2024, and it's been an absolute shit show of a ride over some rough seas. But so, cut a long story short, as much as I can. 38 years old, never been in trouble with the police before, although, like everybody, you do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. But I've just been very fortunate or clever, one of the two, that up until my ex-partner left and took my daughter, who was 14 months old at the time, she took out a non-molestation order 5 weeks later, which, although I opposed it, I gave the opposite... The
Against who? Against her?
She got one out, so I couldn't contact her. I didn't realise that she'd had an affair. She was seeing somebody else and took my daughter at the time. But yeah, so because she didn't turn up to contact agreements, I made a phone call first time. Let me see Brea, my daughter. She didn't turn up with her. Instead, of police came, knocked on the door. I went to court and I got a slap on the hands. The second time she didn't turn up for contact, I got 4 weeks in prison.
How was you then when how was the community with you when all those first little...
When you say the community, like...
Because this is about integrating with the community. So I'm wondering, how was the community? Like, you know, because how did you find reintegrating back into the community when you came out of prison? You know, there's lots of... I can see already something that I would like to ask you is that how did the community take you? Or did people know that you had that type of charge where you said she had something order against
non-molestation?
you? Well, yeah.
It's just a restraining order. You get
whatever. It doesn't even matter. Somebody could be a thief and they'll be like, yeah, you're a thief. I forget you, you little punk. I'm not going near my house. You know what I mean? People are very quick to judge, to be judgmental. So how did you find that the public or the community or your even friends were a little bit like, you're a woman beat or whatever?
No, because I've never. If I was a woman beater or anything, I've never even raised my voice to a woman before, let alone fucking raised a hand. Not my whole life.
Wow. You're a man angel.
I haven't. I never have. I go, if a woman argues me, I just go quiet with her because I don't want to have the argument. So I just say nothing.
Okay,
it's
so that happened then. Yeah, go on.
So basically, every time I asked to see my daughter, I breached non-molestation order. First time I breached it, I got 4 weeks inside. A restraining order automatically gets put in place. Although there'd been no abuse for the non-molestation order to be put in place, she wasn't allowed to get it. I just didn't oppose
That's
it.
another topic that women have so much power in it.
Yeah.
We'll bring that up.
Yeah.
One for the boxer,
But,
so
I did 4 weeks, 22 weeks,
for later, for another time.
a year and a half, and a year and a half.
Did you say 4 to 6?
I did
4 to 2 weeks.
I did 4 weeks, then
Where?
22 weeks. 4 weeks in Woodhill prison.
Oh, so in prison?
Yeah.
Damn.
22 weeks I did in Hull. Year and a half. I've been to back in Lincoln, Featherstone, Woodhill, Oakwood, Stokeheath, Cardiff, Park, Hull. You know, I've
Each time that you went to prison, how did the community take you?
when I got
Did
back
you get
out.
any help? Did you get any help from probation? Because obviously I know I've been in prison myself.
There isn't. The only help that probation will give you is what they need, not what you need. And what they need is to risk assess. So the whole probation service and the whole criminal justice system, the police, the judges, whoever you name it, they're all about risk assessing. Does
Correct.
this person pose a risk? If this person
To the public, isn't it?
to the public, or to
To the victim.
or to the
victim and to the
public, or to it could be the police or services and all that sort of thing.
See, that's mad, because if they checked on people, they could put preventative measures in. Like, even if they just chat to them and just see if they're all right, it can stop them spiraling down or whatever.
Yeah, but what the
Chat to who?
Like, chat to, like, instead of seeing like, is this person a threat? Is this person this or whatever? It's better off to be like, are you okay? Like, just
but
to see
probation
how they're
won't do
going.
that. Probation will ask a set of questions, which will get answers for them, but don't help you.
I'm not here to.
This is my experience.
One
My
second.
experience.
I love that. I am being factual, or maybe that's the wrong word. I am a person sitting on the fence. I'm being unbiased.
Yeah.
Their job is to make sure, whether you're right or wrong, that's a different topic or different story, because you know in court, as a lady once told me,
Yeah.
you've been found guilty, so I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether you're innocent or not, I don't care. You've been guilty, so you got to do this. My point then is, their job is to protect the victim and the public.
Yeah.
So, how did that make you feel?
And they should be helping the person coming out of prison.
Interesting.
They've been punished.
Interesting.
They've been punished. Whatever they've done, they've paid their time.
Interesting.
They've probably lost their home, lost family ties, friends, all of this sort of thing. I'm talking from my personal experience as well. No money left in the bank,
Beautiful.
and so you're coming out to nothing. So to put
Now you're talking.
putting men in prison doesn't necessarily resolve problems. It didn't resolve problems for me. If it did, I wouldn't have gone back 11 times in 7 years. So you've got to, it's rehabilitation, and what's integrating back into the community can only done when you come in, when the first day that you step into prison, not the day that you step out of prison. It's as simple as that. You need time.
So I think I do know of people. And George, we'll come to you on your opinion of this. I do know of people who sometimes they give, like, say, £60 to or £120 to come out, and even I think maybe sort out your housing and things like that. Does that still happen?
You get £73 if you've done more than 6 weeks. If you've done less than 6 weeks, you don't get it. Wow. And you only get it if you've been convicted as well. So if you let out for bail, you don't get it. So for me, for example, when I got out this time, I'd been in 14 months on remand. My trial had been put back 5 times, and because I'd been way over what they could give me, they've bailed me until my trial next year. But when I got out, although I spent 14 months there and I didn't have a penny on me, they didn't give me my £75 discharge grant.
Say that again. When you were?
When I got out, this time,
yeah.
It was 7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't convicted and I was getting out on bail,
yeah.
I couldn't have a discharge grant. So basically, they send you just with your rail ticket.
Get to the nitty gritty. It's what we want to hear. What is it that made it difficult, or maybe easy for you, to integrate back into the community?
Because I'd gone through a process of understanding that it's not the situation that you put in that you've got to handle, it's how you deal with it. If you can understand how to deal with situations, you can deal with anything.
And who are the situations? What situations?
It could be any situation.
What situations?
Being in prison.
That flies back to the man and boy thing, isn't it? Because the man knows how to deal with situations, and the boy doesn't necessarily know how to deal with situations.
I'm on you, and that next time you're gonna come and sit in the middle.
Yeah, I think I might
There's always opinions on what is a man.
Come in, John.
That's another podcast we can say what is a man. You know what I mean?
I'm on you because you're sliding. You're not. No, 1 second, please. You're sliding. I want you to be direct. I want you to say what has happened. I feel like as if you're holding back. Do not hold back. What situation is it that you felt that made you feel unloved, unwanted in the community? The question again is,
okay, family not getting in contact.
Come on, bro.
That's like that's a regular
Come on,
one.
G, man. Let's talk it out.
Your friends, especially if they're friends that don't come from backgrounds of a prison environment, they see you almost as having a virus. One little story. It's true. I tell you this. One little story, and I shouldn't laugh. But I do laugh every time I think about it.
virus.
Yeah, I walked into a pub, and in that pub was my best mates growing up, cousin and cousin's best friend. They're only probably 5 or 6 years younger than us when we were young, you know. Known these little girls since they were this big, and now they were like 30 odd years old. But I walked into the pub, there they are, haven't seen them in 15 years, and I won't say the names, so I don't want to embarrass them. But I'll make one up.
Shout out to the 2 cousins that were
Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. And as I walked forward, they took 2 little steps back. Like, do you know if you had a magnet and it would sort of like, it was like that. But I saw what they were doing and I stopped. And I just leant on the bar just to sort of like not make the situation uncomfortable and sort of like make it like sort of thing. But then I realised it's like I had a prison virus, and if you touch me, you're going to catch something from. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. But I think if you come from certain backgrounds, that is how they think. You think sort
you're
of
always
like,
welcome in Coventry, mate.
Coventry, mate.
That's I like that one.
But I mean, getting a job. If you've had a career in the past,
speak for yourself.
If I've had a career in the past, thank you, and good career, paid well, could get me a job anywhere I wanted pretty much. Because I've now got a criminal record, I can't do that job anymore because the CI you need to be squeaky. You need to be squeaky clean.
So that's an issue, isn't it?
Massive issue.
That's something that is hard to reintegrate.
Massive issue.
Reintegration back into the community.
Yeah.
I can get work.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because I know people have done some bad stuff and they're working.
I'm working. Don't get me wrong.
You know what
I'm just saying. But there's a lot of men that get out of prison and the only jobs they can get is fucking working in a factory or. Do you know what I mean? They've got no.
I mean, if they've come from an office background and they've gone and got locked up, they might find it hard to go and get a pen pushing job, and they might have to go and get it on the tools. You know, but it don't mean they could probably earn just as much money.
Building work, you can get out of prison. You can get jobs on building sites easy. There's some companies that do employ you.
Hawk, I think I feel like what Hawk's trying to say is that, like you said, pen pushing job. If that's your job and that's your passion, and you've done the crime and you've done the time, should they then not give you the job? Especially if you're great.
You shouldn't be judged.
Exactly. You shouldn't be judged. Your point, though.
You shouldn't be judged on what you've been punished for already. Do you know what I mean? You've been punished. You should have slate white clean. Do you know what I mean? I've done my time. I've done my time. My slate's clean.
Why should I go start pushing bricks and climbing up the ladder and be a hoarder? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm an accountant. I want to go back into an accounting.
Exactly. And I think that is a fair point of how hard it is to integrate.
There's lots of challenges. I think loneliness as well is like a massive thing, and I don't struggle with that now like I did previously getting out of prison, because you're getting from an environment that's very, very busy. Although it is quite lonesome in itself, it is a very busy
environment. That angle. I love that.
But then at the same time, you come out and you think freedom's great, but all of a sudden you've lost something that you've got so used to. And I think if you move, if you're going back into a family environment and you're going back to an old life, you can sort of fit back into. I think you can integrate a little bit easier.
I hear what you're saying.
As well.
I hear what you're saying.
We still have its challenges.
Yeah. What will have its challenges?
Well, anything change is challenging.
Yes, beautiful.
And no matter, change is inevitable. Change is challenging, and everyone will have a slightly different scenario, slightly different thing going on. But no matter what, it's going to be challenging.
I'll tell you what I found hard coming from prison to community. In prison, my shopping is brought to me. My washing is done to me. My food, I stand in a line and it's fed to me. I don't have to do no cooking. My money is sorted out for me. And then I am pushed into the community. I'm lucky, like you said, I've got a family. So all that is covered. But I do feel for those ones who, especially, they've done 7 years behind the door, lifers. Now, to the victims, our apologies to the victims, but again, this is about. I'm hoping that people understand that we have to we have to try and forgive.
Be empathetic.
Empathetic. Victims might not be empathetic, so I understand. But if you
Forgiving.
don't want this person to do that same act again, we've got to sort of like help them.
It's an understanding.
But what I'm trying to say though, is integrating. Because again, for somebody, and why I'm using life because I'm going to go to the extreme. Why not? You know, okay, there's somebody who's done 15 years. They've got to do 2/3 of that. That's 8 years. For 8 years of that person, he has been doing. He's paying his crime for his crime. But in there, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with what they're doing, but integrating him back into the community, single. His missus will probably have gone, and hypothetically, or some of, no, we know that, but some of them might still have their girlfriends, but some of them don't have somebody to go to. They start on their own. You know, you're putting them in an AP approved address. You know what I mean? Where you're being taught to be not. You need to be around like-minded people who are doing good, but then you're putting them in an AP address of people who used to do the things that you used to do and haven't even got 2 pence, and I'm sorry to say 2 pence, to sort of energize you to sort of say, let us do something different.
It's true. HMOs, housing with multiple occupancy. That guy there might be smoking crack. That guy's an alcoholic. That guy, and it's like, you know, it's not a good environment for them, especially if they're trying to help themselves, trying to do better.
So cool. I mean, look, you know, we did say that this was going to be a topic that can take a long time. Because there's so many different angles, isn't there? You know, we have not even. I don't even think we've touched, like you said earlier on. I love that. It's an onion, and we haven't even got to the middle.
Still on the out.
If you're ready to be reintegrated, because some people aren't ready. My little brother just got out of jail, and he ain't ready, man. He's not going to be long.
So what do you think then? Somebody like that, who is not ready to go out, but has to go out. What do you think? What do you think about something like that?
I don't know. To be honest, he could have done with another 6 months or something. Just so
what are the needs not being met? That's what I know.
Exactly.
What are those needs not being met?
Exactly.
What are his needs?
He just needs to get rid of his bad habits and get some fresh new habits. That's what he needs. The thing is, his bad habits.
So guiding.
In trouble.
Guiding. We'd say mentoring.
So again, I
would say detox.
Just like prolonged detox, and then insert some good habits in there. Because it's the problem he's got a problem with drugs, but it's not necessarily the drugs. He's got like autism or something going on as well, and the autism and the drugs are working hand in hand.
Yes,
and it needs retraining.
So do you think then? And I think this is a key thing to finding oneself. Is taking onus of your responsibility, like looking at you first instead of trying to blame it on, say, the probation, blame it on the police, blame it on housing.
Victim.
Because
point it everywhere. Victim.
Because if he can sort of say, okay, then, you know, what I need is to know where I'm going wrong, drugs, whatever it may be,
owning it,
whatever it may be, then
reflection, realization.
Could that then be? And I'm not. This is not targeting your brother.
Anybody.
There's so many people. I met a guy. I wrote a poem about this kid. His name was Calvin something. I can't remember his name. No, I might even say the poem at the end if you allow me to. His name's Calvin, and this guy was so scared of getting released. 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, he was back in, and we met a lot of people like that. Didn't we?
Of course did, yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? 3 weeks later,
come back in the same place as well.
Let me tell you. So there's another guy who I met anyway. He came in about 4 or 5 times, and I was only there for 7 months.
I'll be straight with you.
So again, that there then is not even. So the question was so say, how do you find integrating back into the community? That there is not even the community's issue right now. His issue is himself. Or it would be nice to sort of find out why is he coming back in. I mean, what is he scared of? You know, so, and my point I was trying to say is that we're just at the core of it. There's so many layers to pick into finding out
Why? Why is it
And
not
that's why I want
working?
us to sort
Yeah,
of
why
like
is it
stick
working?
to
That
ourselves.
reinstitutionalise,
And that's why I want us to
basically,
stick to ourselves because I don't want us. It's not about fixing others.
Well, you got
talking about others. I want us to talk about your experience.
Well, you got to think
That's-
7 years. Me keep on going back to prison. Sometimes matter of days, at the best a month, maybe 6 weeks or something. But the reality was, my head was so fucked. It was easier to put myself around all of the shit in prison because I could deal with that, and I'd be dealing with it. I'd be dealing with those problems, so I didn't have to think about the ones that I had to deal with when I got out of prison. Sometimes prison, although it's a bad place, it can be a safe place, and that's like that's when you start becoming institutionalized. Not the situation that you're in, it's how you deal with it. And it's like the situation is a physical thing. It is what's going on around you, it's all that, it's physical. You haven't really got any control of it. It's out of your control, but what you have got control of is how you deal with that situation. And it's sort of like, and it's taken me years in prison and a lot of thinking and fucking working on myself to really understand that now, and it's like such a massive topic to go into, which can't. But it's like
I just went back to that time, man, when you come around mine the second time, and you had the police there on your case, and you come out of the because when you was doing your thing, and when you start right now, fuck it, I'm on the run. My man was living like Rambo, yeah, living like Rambo, yeah, and you could turn up to mine with all these cuts from the thorn bush, and it's like, it's like, jump in the shower, man, go get yourself sorted out, and it's like I was like, fair play, at least you start trying to keep yourself creative and stay safe and do stuff, some people
creative in what way?
Creative in what way? He was he was quite creative, he had him tents and him have his thing, and he was ready for hunting,
yes,
they couldn't.
He could have lived happily, and he was happy. He was happy.
I was happy,
He was fucking shaved his beard off to us.
But the paradox or the coincidence, the paradox of that is then, so they've made it hard for him to integrate in the community.
There was a lot of trauma going on
for
as well.
him to having to do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you because it went through my head. Because with my ADHD, I can just see. I don't know if you noticed, I had a little smile on my face while I was singing. That was it. Just all went there. It's like, and it's like,
say that again. Sorry.
I had a little smile on my face while I was talking. That was then when I just had that little bit of a reminder of all that went through my head. Like, and I was like, just want to remind you of what some of that stuff you was going through then. Yeah.
It's reintegrating into community.
Bastards.
Some people don't even know what community they're from, or they're from a community they can't go back to because, for whatever reason, a lot of people don't really understand what the true essence of community means.
Yeah. True.
They've been misguided and deformed. Their deformed view of what a community is actually really unproductive and makes you grow in the wrong way. You're putting yourself around people that will say, "Do you want to make some money? Yeah, great. How am I going to do it? Going to sell some drugs for me or whatever it is." Then you're growing in the wrong way, and you've got people around you that are making you grow towards the darkness.
I'm going to move on, and I think on that note, beautifully saying about people don't know what community is. I wonder if you've all heard a saying, it's old school, it takes a village to bring up a child. I wonder.
Yes, it takes a village to bring up a child. And what was that one about? Like, if something about they'll burn down the village to feel warm, something like that as well. There's another one. It's an African proverb.
You know the essence of what that means. It takes a village. You know what I mean?
Yes. Exactly. You gotta hope the people in the village are decent people that will raise the child with correct morals.
Thank you.
But it's also good for a child to see a good cross section of the community, for them to be able to judge who are the good ones, who are the bad ones, who do I want to be like, who don't want to be like. Do you know what I mean? Sort of, if everybody's sort of like one similar sort of thing, it's hard for.
No. We want it to be a good. I hear you. That's how we do live. But we would like. I mean, I would like everybody to be on the same hinge sheet, to be doing good things.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not reality.
No,
it's not, is it?
Every day I wake, I try and be a better man than I was yesterday. But that I weren't like that when I was in my teens and I was thingy. I didn't really think like I do now as a man. And I know from a little bit to what I know, we all try and be better men than we were yesterday. We try and improve ourselves and improve the world and the environment that our kids are going to be growing up in. And only we can do that if we give a shit. And we do give a shit. And that's another reason why this podcast
Really
is happening.
beautiful. Okay then. So thanks for that. I mean, I love that John, our engineer,
Yes.
decided to join us.
I was trying not to talk much behind the camera, but I can't sit here in a conversation and not
For the
talk.
people at home, because we just started and this is a new show. You know, we don't have enough cameras to be able to, you know, edit it to sort of see where that voice is coming from. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, but John is.
Well, I could have set another one up. I got another one over there.
Oh yeah, for real,
Yeah.
real. So you,
But
so,
I just
yeah.
chose not to.
Yeah, I hear that, for real. Yeah, we'll take that on the note.
Everything has a start, man.
Yeah,
Everything
that's
has a start.
Yeah, so you know, I remember I did say to you that, you know, when we spoke about this, that just for one topic, you know, this can go on for hours,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah.
it's already, if you look at our time, and I am putting it out there because it is what it is. This is authentic, is what it is. So that you know, we should sort of like take some sort of no, it's not even the owners, but like, yo, you know, when we want to get deep and into what we're trying to get into, I reckon we could even be here till 5 o'clock.
Yeah, oh yeah, well,
Oh,
some
yeah,
subjects
man.
definitely.
Yeah,
I wanted
okay.
to ask a question to Stu about the same thing, and
But you're
like,
not
both
gonna
of
ask-
you.
You're not asking that question now.
No, no question.
No, we'll
No
move on to the next
questions.
one.
No question. Why the law of Dale, you're doing a citizens arrest me. To blood clot, a citizen arrest. Fucking padlock on the mouth.
I don't want to be here at 12. My wife will be thinking,
Ah,
awesome.
what?
Look, this is on video.
The witness.
That's the old me. That's
Can I
the
get
old
a
me.
witness?
That's the old me. But you get that.
It should be like you filmed this yesterday.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
I said, check the camera at the bottom left-hand corner, the top corner. Yeah, date and time.
What's in
Wednesday today.
So anyway, beautiful. No, I love that, lads, and I really appreciate, you know, like the trueness and the genuinity of your opinions. You know, what I mean, it's really valid, And I hope like people hear, they do hear what you're saying.
So
man.
yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great,
Cheers, boys.
Amazing.
All right,
Yes.
are we gonna do a bit of this poem to send us off?
Yeah.
Are
What's
you
the
still
poem?
doing that?
Hey, we could all do a bit of I've got a couple of words I can always say.
You got that? So let's
Do that.
Yeah.
that short one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go with the flow, yeah? All right. Where did we go? Shit. Okay, I'm going to go a different one. Okay.
He's forgotten.
My eyes are open wide. I read between their lies as they pervert the truth, but none of their truths no longer hide. Do they hear the cries resulting from their porky pies as they're killing the weaker guys like the Lord of the Flies? When will the people see that this so-called democracy is no more, no less than demon hypocrisy? They devaluate the working class, skimming off the cash in their offshore tax havens while they're talking out their ass.
You wanna leave?
How can I start a topic? These Tories make me vomit. Posh puppets out for profit, picking from the poor man's pocket. They clock it, then they want it via check or direct debit. Taxman's docking that deposit, so you better mind your wallet. I'm not one to gossip. What I see is catastrophic, as trillions being sanitised to epoxy space rocket. Corbyn emphasises plans for a better world project. The suspendum on anti-Semitism, and I don't really get it.
Imagine.
Yo,
Shout out to Corbyn still. But,
Yes.
you know, that's just
Yeah.
my opinion. But anyway, that's a lovely. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, it's a bit more, yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Thanks for that, man.
Blessings,
Yeah, on
lads.
that note.